Howdy, howdy, howdy. Okay, so I'm back again for a quick hour. So I gotta laugh though because oftentimes it ends up being different from what I think I'm going to do. Um, but hey, such is the way it goes. Um, Oh, that's interesting. How come that's all weird? I haven't done a build in a while and deployed to test. I don't know exactly. There's some things I need to get a new deploy going at some point here shortly. This is my Docker app running my test environment, but I haven't done a new build in a while, so I'm going to have to do that soon. It looks like finally I did an update on my Visual Studio, and I thought it was only going to take like 5 minutes. What's the worst it can do? Turns out it can take a long time, just an update. It was a dot one update or a dot 01 update? It was like from dot 11 to dot 12. So yeah. And I was like, oh, this is a small update. It shouldn't take that long. Couldn't be more wrong, man. It took forever. So now, hopefully, I can get back to work with what minor update that was. So what I was working on is I kind of have my game plan. I was actually working even while I was upstairs watching TV on trying to figure out the layout for this play editor and how I want to design the plays. So I kind of conceived how the plays would be stored in the database, but I couldn't figure out how I was going to implement play design and play creation, right? So what I've got in my plays is that really each play is made up of a formation, and a formation is made up of the play is therefore uses that formation and the routes that the players run, the job assignments that everybody has. Now, typically, I almost have to assign every single player on the team a job. So every position gets set options. So what you do in that route are a number of possibilities, right? You can, one is move. So you're going to move, you're going to run a route. Some positions don't necessarily run routes. Some will just switch positions. But ultimately, what a route is it's just a series of movements. And as far as my laying out the system, geez, why is it taking so long to load now? Sheesh. As far as laying out the system, my thought is we're just going to break down each route into grid segments. We're going to run X amount of columns and rows. So you can either run slant, which would be a diagonal, which is columns and rows on the grid. So because I've already got the dimensions of the field defined. So I've been trying to decide to what level I want to break that down. See, at first on my game design, I only used a nine cell grid, but ultimately there are scenarios where something with like a football field, you can utilize more space. So theoretically, you want your 5 offensive guys to be in the middle, taking up 5 spaces. So that's 9. And then on the sides, you've got positions for the receivers up to 4, which is 2 on each side, or even sometimes as many as 3 on one side, depending on how that lays out. And rarely do you have 4 on one side. I don't think you can have 4, because the 4th one would be a tight end, but I don't even think that's the case. Usually when there's 3, there's not a tight end. So it's about coming up with a way to make sure that we have enough spaces to put the players on the field so that we can accommodate any formation. Now, in my game, I defined the offensive line as being a minimum of 3 players but a maximum of 5. So it can actually adjust based on the players you have on your team. So if you have like on the board game, you would have a offensive line that represents 5. But if you were to get like a star guard or a star tackle or something, you wanted to add them to your team, you simply would position them with your offensive line, and they would basically enhance your offensive line. And your offensive line would then play only 4 parts instead of 5. Or if you put 2 of them in, you'd have 3 parts instead of 5. So the idea there is that you didn't have to have an offensive lineman. You could just run off your defense. And the defenses would all vary as well, because they would be a card of their own, and they would have their own stats and skills and abilities that just come with the whole defense or offense or whatever it is. Whatever they did, they would get based on the stats that came along with that team. So basically, it's a combination of all of those defensive stats for that position. So, and you give some credit to all of the defensive line. So it was kind of tricky. So the thing is, you can't always credit individuals. It's just difficult. On defense, maybe a little easier. You can do defensive ends and defensive tackles, and they do what they do, right? They get some sacks, they make some tackles, and you can do a fair amount of things. But offensive linemen are really hard to judge that way. So the question is, do I require people to have 11 players on their offense, or do they just have a defensive line and an offensive line? And they cost more because they just do, because you're having 3 salaries. But it's also not the norm. That's a thing. It's not the norm. Most of these games, every game, well, I won't even say that, because I've played a game or two that you can get an offensive lineman or a defensive lineman, maybe 2. I suppose you could get 3 if you really wanted to stock it up. But ultimately, I'm just thinking of a one game, Retro Bowl, for example. It lets you get players, but you only get 10 players. Now this is going to be a 50-man roster, or at least something close to that. And I was trying to decide if I actually wanted to have offensive linemen and because I don't even know that. I don't know what stats are available these days for offensive linemen, guards, tackles, because I don't even know how they keep track of stats. I mean, like superstars get stats, but I don't know. It seems like a positional thing that doesn't. What the heck? Visual Studio. What did they do about this release? The release is about quality of life improvements and performance enhancements for all developers. Yeah, right. Visual Studio on YouTube. Achieve more .NET 9. .NET 9 elevates cloud native and intelligent app development, focusing on productivity enhancements, streamlined deployments, and accelerate AI integration. Copy from the error list. Copying an error from the error list now copies just the description instead of the entire row to the clipboard. I didn't even know that was a thing. Okay. Go to line anywhere in code. In code search, you can now navigate to a specific line in the current document. Display method, return values. The debugger now shows inline return values with AI assistance for improved efficiency. Dock the code search window. I don't know that I've ever. I mean, what's the difference in just code search and just find? I've never actually tried to do a code search versus just a find. I always thought find was a code search. Streamline debugging by setting up and saving launch profile for specific projects with multi-project solutions. Share configure AI smart variable inspection. Copy files between instances. You can now copy files and folders from Solution Explorer in one instance of Visual Studio to another. Okay, I always thought you could do that anyway. There's a lot of stuff in here. Better AI completion procedure. GitHub, Copilot brings in additional context. Fix code with GitHub Pilot. Debug test with GitHub Copilot. So they got a lot of GitHub stuff. So maybe they just finally plugged in analyzing memory. I don't know. They have a lot of stuff going on here. So I guess we'll see if any of it makes any difference to me, if I notice any of it, because I'm not going to worry about it right now. So got things to do, man. Time to get to work. All right, so let's oh yeah, I wanted to, I'm surprised this didn't even do anything last time. Let's see if it works now. I feel like the Copilot is completely broken. Look, it's just not, it's not even doing anything. It's completely unable. Yeah. I don't know what happened. It just lost its mojo. I don't know if GitHub, if Copilot's down or what. The service is just done. I need to reduce line height for game situations. I really would like to get this going. This is a crucial element for getting plays in place, and I want to be able to start loading them, because then I got to get the play simulator going, and the play simulator is going to be the one that's going to be, or not the play simulator, yeah, play simulator, yeah, no, that's right, play simulator is going to read the play and start executing the routes that players are taking. I haven't got the stats in place, or even what the actions, how the actions are going to affect, but that's the next step. But I need the play so that I could do, so I could implement the coaching profile. Once I get the coaching profile implemented and the play implemented, then I can focus on the plays themselves, or the players themselves. Kind of like you need all the parts in place to even bother with that, because I can't make the players move. They don't know where to move. I could just randomly move them, but I don't want to do random. I'm trying to avoid random stuff. That was POC. I did randoms in POC. Now we're trying to get away from POC. Reduce padding. Modify the P-star classes and table cells to something like P1 or P05. All right, what are we? I don't know why my GitHub is totally toast right now. It's just like completely not working. Huh. I don't know. I haven't been able to ask it a question in, oh, it's not returning any answers anymore. Like I don't know if I over asked it, if I tired it out. I don't know. These are P2. But I guess you could do as low as, it'd be nice if I could do something that was a little less wordy. Like if I want to change these columns, I have to change all of them. And why is that? I mean, I could do them as so that's my line height. So can I do 1? Set line height. Add a leading tight class for compact line height. Adjust cell spacing if needed. Tweak the border thickness or gap settings. Can I add these values to the row in order to avoid adding to every cell? Yes, you can apply the styles to the TR element to avoid repeating the same styles to every TD cell. Tailwind CSS allows you to apply most layout spacing and typography classes directly to parent elements like rows that they will cascade to the child cells. Here's how, yeah, see, that seems a lot better. Then I don't have to do any of this nonsense. That would simplify things so much. Let's do that. All right. Let's go. Let's go like this. And then we're going to take this whole line. I already have key index. We're going to change the key name. And we'll just dump all this junk. Hopefully this will make this less redundant. Because really they're all just identical, and it just seems silly to... Oops. Nope. Oops. And delete. All right. So that just makes it so much less cluttery. Not having to put all that extra junk in there. Just easier to read. You know what's going in. Let's see if that works. it won't really help here because my inputs all are much thicker and have a lot more pieces of information themselves, but at least this stuff can be a little bit more straightforward. They are just headings, so we'll just like these. I mean, look, these are all exactly the same. Like I want to do, if I just did it in the header, font, bold, gray, I could do something like, oh, well, these have borders. Oh, this might be a problem. Oh, shoot. Yuck. Might not work. All right, let's run this. I might have a problem because my borders, I can't set the borders on my row because then only the row has borders. Dang it. I mean, it does let me do the P1 leading type, but I think my borders are going to be screwed up. I may have to put those back and just simplify the parts I wanted. See, UI or AI doesn't like consider those things. It goes, yeah, you can move it all to the row. It's like, but your row, your borders on your cells are going to get all wonked out. It could have said that. It could have said them exactly like that too. It said wonked out. It's like, if you don't mind your borders not existing. All right, break it to me, man. What have I got? Yeah, see my borders? I have no borders here. Oops. Now, it might be okay. Actually, strangely enough, the other problem is they're really tall still. That didn't even reduce their height. Let's see if changing this to 0.5 will do something. That's not doing squat. Yeah, that didn't do anything. Now these guys, let's go. Let's see. What if I take dark? I want to take the borders out. Border, border, border. Yeah, that's why it has to be on every cell. Dang, nabbit. Ah. Oops. Now that shrank it a little bit. I guess I can go down here and do it again. Yep. It got a little bit better. Things did shrink down some. It's not as clunky. My new rows need to be chopped too, though. So really, Nope. I know, it's kind of a tedious little task, right? So it's like, But I need this to be smaller so we can read more. It takes up too much space. I need to have more page space. I would really not have, I'd rather not force people to have to scroll a bunch to do stuff. So everything got smaller, which is good. Definitely, I think I want my cells to be centered. I gotta put my grid, I don't know if I have to put my grid borders back. Do I have to put grid borders back? I would like my stuff to be thinner as well, because if I looked at this on a web page right now, it would look really, if I looked at this on a phone right now, it would look really off. It's just too much. I want to shrink this as much as is reasonable to do. I really want to keep my stuff neat. Okay, so like I was looking at this game. This is an online. This game doesn't have game situations, but it has other stuff. I mean, it has stuff like your roster. And it's just a long list. See, this is sadly kind of what my game situation is going to end up looking like as you start adding and creating game situations. But and you see a lot of numbers, and I don't know how I'm going to do this. I mean, my depth charts have to do something, but I mean, how many players does one truly have, right? So if you go to running back, is that supposed to filter? Because it didn't. Oh, it just puts them on top. Okay. I guess you could theoretically put someone else in on the depth chart as a running back. So I guess you're not filtering. But look, you've got, this team has 4 running backs. They have 6 wide receivers. Sheesh. Is that even normal? I think that's kind of out of the ordinary. I said tight ends, but look, they put a wide receiver in ahead of this guy. So you could actually put other people on the depth chart. There's 1 tight end starting, but he's got 2 tight ends, and 1 wide receiver is actually ahead of him. Offensive linemen, well, yeah, you need a lot of them, I guess, because you need at least 5 starters, plus you got 4 backups. And look, they're just offensive linemen. See, even in this game, they're just offensive linemen. They're not unique enough to qualify as individuals. You know, it's like, yes, in this game, in the world of electronic games, you can have the game tell you their success rate at blocking and you know, when they're pass blocking or when they're run blocking, and you can kind of fiddle with that. But the problem is that kind of success information doesn't exist, I don't believe, at any kind of level in statistics yet. I don't know if can they even track that? Let's see if that even exists. Let's ask Copilot. I ask Copilot the nonsense questions, things that I'm not too worried about answers. In the NFL, it used to be that tracking offensive linemen lineman stats such as block success, sacks allowed, block success on runs and passes, sacks allowed. Or any other stat was quite difficult, was rare. How are those stats kept more consistently now? Become more consistent and detailed in recent years. Metrics like pass block win rate, run block win rate have been developed to better evaluate offensive line performance. These stats measure how often an offensive lineman sustains his block for a certain period or beats his assignment in the running game. Additionally, advanced analytics platforms like Pro Football Focus provide in-depth charting and metrics such as pass blocking efficiency, pressure rate, and sack rate. These stats help provide a clear picture of an offensive line's performance beyond traditional box score stats. It's great to see more comprehensive data being collected and analyzed, as it helps teams make more informed decisions and recognize the contributions of their offensive linemen more accurately. So, Pro Football Focus is Pro Football Focus a competitor to Stats Inc? Both companies provide detailed player performance data analytics, but they have different approaches in areas of focus. Known for its player grades and advanced metrics, Pro Football focuses on detailed analysis of individual player performance, including film study and play-by-play breakdowns. Stats provides comprehensive sports data and analytics, including historical data, player tracking, team performance metrics. Stats LLC is widely used by NFL teams for its extensive database, statistical, and analysis tools. Media and fans to dive deeper into player and team performance. Do you have a preference for one over the other? I do not. Just developing a game that may use those stats and trying to determine the most detailed source. Have stats for past players been improved in recent years for with new advances, or are those stats fixed and only going forward do new advances apply? Yeah, maybe. I think it's funny how it always finishes the question with a question. Does this help with your game development? It's like, man, possibly. It clears it up in my head slightly. At least I know what I'm looking for. Huh. It's crazy that we're in January and they're having wildfires. I mean, you would think it's not that. I mean, I know it's LA, but still, you'd think that it would be. You would think that even at this time of year, it'd be cooler, less dry, and it'd be easier to contend with, but apparently not. Okay, so yeah, I need to shrink the column widths. Let's see if there's a way. How to let's see. I'm gonna go here. Okay. How do I set the column widths to minimum required to not wrap? White space, no wrap. Class and CSS combined with either min W or auto class to allow the column to expand as needed. Here's how you can apply. Okay, so we'll add white space, no wrap. It's mostly the headers I'm really concerned about. So we'll put this in here. Nothing like doing this a bunch of times. Can I guess you can't do it at the table header. I guess it makes sense because you have to do it at every cell. Jeez. I've already lost my oops. Ah, missed. All right. That didn't do anything. They didn't shrink. They stayed the same size. I tried to get them down to be smaller, and yet they are not smaller. Actually, this one here is not smaller either. Oh, come on. I didn't do double. Oh, weird. Okay. That doesn't do anything. That did not get narrower. Did I miss something? Did I miss a key element to that? Is that because my cells down here are also set up wrong? All right. Let's go like this. Sucks because I gotta still put this in. Probably have to start putting more back than that if I want my cells back. White space, no wrap. Okay. No, I don't want to do that. Let's do it this way. really quite a thing. Thing is, when you do columnar updates, you have the slight issue of hey, what did I do? I don't know what I did there. Claim border input. Where am I? It should be different, right? Okay. It's not shrinking my cells, man. My cells are not getting smaller. They're all the same size. Let's try something here. Let's see if I can just not do this the time-consuming way. Minimizing the cell width. Let's see what he tells me. He's like, well, that's because you're a doodle squid and you didn't do the right thing. Also, use the table auto layout, which allows cells to expand based on their content. To strictly control column width, use table fixed. Updated code for compact cell width. Okay. So it's just giving me the table stuff, which I guess is fine. Interesting, but it only gave me parts of it. That's not the full. Why use table fixed? With table auto, column widths are determined by content. Table fixed ensures equal distribution of space, or users explicitly define column widths, making it easier to control layout. I don't know, let's see what we got here. That's only the column widths that are these, but let's see what happens. I'll take the table head. Actually, I don't know. Let's just take the table head and see what happens. Go here. We'll go up here. And that's table head, table body. Which one is it doing? It's not even doing. What is that one? That's actions. That's only the first one. Jeez. So put a table head in the table map rows here. your updated logic totally omitted the second header row. It's like, oh, whoops, sorry, man. What the heck is this? Call group? What is it doing now? Oh, I see. It broke. It did this thing and it broke it out into normal columns. Why did it do that? This is really sloppy looking. I don't like lots of dead space like this. It just looks terrible. It's like, this is. Dang it! Then you can't use the column bar, the bar when you're up here. So you gotta like move it first. 2, 1. Oh, that's this one. Okay. All right. So what did it do? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do a search and replace. That's what I'm gonna do. Because this is crazy. So we got white space. I'm gonna replace min no wrap. Oh, great. No. I'm just going to replace it with this. Right. Then we're going to go like this. We're going to go Control F. We're going to go like this, this, and this, and replace all. Okay. Don't see my page changing size. Didn't change anything. Alrighty. Huh. Whatever I'm doing, it's not working. How to code a second header row? Did it do something in the table header? Text white 800 collapse table fixed. What did I do? With full table fixed. I'm not going to allow table border collapse. It's everything except the table fixed in here. Class name. All right. Huh. Huh. Still not working. Still not working at all. It did. It's. I don't know what it's doing. It's like taking all kinds of shortcuts. It put it in my game situation, but look, it's just like it just assumes my table ends. It didn't even actually say put in your other code here, because it's like it just totally skipped out on all this stuff underneath. The blank row, is it like being lazy? It doesn't say that you missed anything. It just says here, terminate the table in the The where is the button at? Remove. So it's got. Okay, this is totally weird. It like totally skipped out on stuff. It missed. It got game situations.filter, which is what this is. So it puts that in, and then it does this. Then it skips out all this stuff. Wow, that is really weird. Well, my concern is that we're not getting anywhere on shrinking this. Really, I've got three sections. I've got my header, which is this stuff. And then I've got my row with data. That's this stuff. And then I got my blank row, which I'm not sure why the blank row has more words than this other one, because you would think it just look exactly the same, except it would just be blank, which is pretty weird. I mean, really, I guess because it's not setting it with the data, I don't know exactly what's going on there, but I set these all at 0.5, min no wrap. Oh, well, that one's not 0.5, but I would still expect if I did like even these first two. Oh, that's the whole row set at 0.5, so I don't need to do that one. So these first two should shrink. I mean, I should be able to see that this is smaller, but for some bizarre reason, that is not smaller. And even the first one, it's min. All right, I don't know why it's totally skipping out on me here, but it's not doing what it's supposed to. I'm not sure why it's skipping out on this stuff, but it is. And really, if I fix one, I fix them all, because they're all using the same component. At least they should be. As I look at this, though, it's like, why? Oh, that one doesn't have an actual data point. Okay, but it should fix all of them. So I'm going to go to another AI. AI's failing me today. I'm getting dumped. Let's go to a new one. I am trying to minimize minimize column widths, but my current settings seem to be having no effect. Let's bring Claude over here. Alright, so now hopefully it's going to give me the full set, because for some reason ChatGPT has gone like on oh wait, so dang it. Claude choked up on me again. Claude's been doing that lately too. I think that all of these guys. I'm trying to do a new chat. I'm having some bad luck with AI this day. And what's interesting is it'll like give you a bunch of solution, and then when it trips on something, it just deletes the whole thing or blocks it all out. It won't like go, oh, all right, well, let me fix this for you. It's just like, nope, we're good. See, like, all right, so now I'm getting this. The generated artifact uses libraries we don't support. Okay, but why can't it just won't show me the code? Oh, there we go. Oh, I see. It's trying to do a preview. Oh. Well, what the heck is it trying to do a preview for? I don't need a preview. Why? It doesn't even know my whole code. Why is it trying to put in new stuff? I just need this. Oh, did I give it the whole thing? Didn't mean to give it the whole thing. Ah, there we go. Shrunken down, man. Now we're down. Now we're talking. Cool. Now the only thing left to do is make it so my because I don't. Oops, what is this? In HTML, whitespace text nodes cannot be child of call group. Make sure you don't have any extra whitespace between tags on each line of your source code. Mostly works. Getting this error though, and the background gray color is extending past the end of the columns the full width of the window. I don't know why it even gives me the preview option. I don't really need the preview. I mean, I'm gonna preview it myself. I don't need your stinking previews. I got my own thing to preview it with. Who needs your stinking previews, man? Alright, so as long as it stays on code, we're probably okay. There we go. Oh, and the gray got rid of. Nice. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're cooking with potato sauce. Yes. Yes. Okay, so now we've kind of got it going. It's thinner. It's not as thin as it could be. Distance first. I'm wondering if I should minimize this even further. Okay. I'm sure there's other conditions to consider. I haven't really found them. I think this pretty much summarizes it. I'm trying to think distance first, distance goal. I don't know if I need to. I think here's the thing. I think I need to add new values. Okay. And with that said, I think I need to offer up options like greater than, less than. And I think the reason I haven't is because, uh-oh, what's going on? There's something missing here. It deleted my new row. Input row cell, same styling. Input row cells with same styling. No. And this is too small. What's missing? It's really only my new rows. My new row is missing. That one is removed. Okay, so I just need this guy back. I'm just gonna go right after this. Oh, we actually so I guess I don't need any of this stuff. Probably don't need that thing either. Okay, put it back. But now I need to readjust all my styling because it didn't want to do the whole thing. It wanted to do just the shortcut. Truncate. Truncate. Huh. Interesting. I probably don't even need the word actions. It's add, remove, man, plus minus. It's like, I like minimal. You know, let people understand that minus means remove, plus means add. Whoa, you're done. It's like, and you can't edit it, so it's either remove it or add it. You can't edit. I'm not giving edit. I feel like edit is going to be too complicated because that means I got to make every row allow for changes. I probably could later, but I'm not worried about it right now. Right now it's not high priority for me, so maybe later. It's not a big deal probably to add it, but I'm not doing it. But as this says remove row, I'm wondering if I need this action title. Like, I'm wondering if I should just give the cell so that it's nothing. Just put some blank nonsense in there just so that we have a cell there. And just delete this. Or I wonder if I even need to do that. Yeah, that works for me, man. All right, so guess I could put a minus. Nah, I'm not going to do anything with it right now. I don't think it's needed. I do need to figure out why I do need to go down here now. We'll do the same thing. Truncate text, add center. Don't know why I didn't do that itself, but we will do this. And put a T on that. All right, so we got, we're going to change this to P. I don't know if I, what happens if I change that to a 2? BG red, white, rounded, cover, red, dark, red, dark. Actually, I'm okay with that. I actually think I want that thinner, but I still don't understand why it's not minimizing my row. Why is my row why is that cell not getting thinner? So I have all these settings in this cell button. Now, maybe it's the bottom one. Let's go down here and see if maybe this is causing it, because it could be blocked by the other cell. Add new row. We will go and put this in here so it works. So I hope. Hody dody 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 dope. Oh man, I really gotta, if I'm gonna copy this, I really gotta use the whole word, truncate. Go like this, try this again here. And yeah, we're gonna change this to a 2. Still seems a little wide. I'd still like that to be a narrower. I'd almost like the whole cell to be gone, just to have these sitting next to it. Just kind of like options. I almost want to have a garbage can. Garbage bin, which is classic. Everybody understands a garbage bin. And then what would be the opposite? A plus? I don't know. Add, remove, delete. Maybe even just the word delete in red. That seems to be a pretty common thing too. Delete's very clear. You don't have to worry about what that means. Maybe I need to confirm it with people or something. But here's my plus. That's all that is. But that's not shrinking. Whatever the reasoning is. I wonder if it didn't really get thinner, did it? I expected that to change something. Don't know why, silly me. Favorite play ID2. How come that didn't move? How come that didn't move? Oh, we got How can we have input? All right, I don't know. Is this even required? On the last row, both TD and input tags have class name values identical. Is that necessary? I mean, it might be needed. Maybe you do have to put them both in, but I feel like you shouldn't have to. Yeah, that's what I thought. So I can get rid of this crap. Because it's pretty much the same, right? So we got border, right, gray, dark, bar, gray, 600. That one's 700, but that's only probably because I put it there. Let's just get rid of these. I need to simplify this, man. Updating two things is stupid. Kill the conflict, man. Which means this guy doesn't even have to be. Way better. Okay. We're going to eventually get this down, and then once I got this formatting correctly and things don't look so crappily, I'll be able to move on to the next thing. Let's try this. Lump. That didn't work. Whoa, everything just got monster. Alrighty, what did I lose? Apparently I lost my cool border. No, I got border. Rounded? Border rounded is gone. Which was kind of nice. And we're also missing this bit. Dark gray. Border gray 300. Oh, because they changed the border color versus the color of the space. Oh, God. So my text was white. Not sure why. Let's try this. Why did that stop working? So my table cells are font, bold, gray, dark gray, 700. Dark gray. Should be the same as that one, really. So it should be 800. That one is a little bit more rounded. I think there's a rounded corner on that one versus that one. That one's got a number in it. So the numbers are there. Things are there. Things are just not following the same setup here. So we got this guy on the table cell. So it should look pretty much the same if I put... Oh, wait. Yeah, it should be the same as whatever those are. And we want these to look the same. Well, it kind of cleaned up that, but it's again, my cell is not the right width. Table row should be pretty much the same formatting as this guy. Gray. All right, just take that guy like this. And it should be exactly the same as this table row because again, trying to do exactly the same thing. But again, nothing happened. Huh. Great gurgly murgly. What happened? Alright, well, let's see if I can undo what I've got here. Just to the point where okay, so those guys went back to what they were, the right size. So apparently the input cells don't listen to the table data cells. The TD setup doesn't work for the cells apparently. So in that case, why do I even need the table data cell? That means I could probably just go with TD then, right? Because if the cells are going to do their own thing regardless, I might be able to do border gray, but do I really need this piece? That's probably not doing squat. And then we can try taking this and putting it in here instead. Okay, that's a little closer. I would say that's supposed to be centered, but how come these guys, although it says center, are not centered, are not in line with these guys? Seeing an odd behavior. It seems the new row input does not recognize the truncate text center when applied to the table, to the TD tag. Also, the numbers in the new row, though center, are not in line with the fixed row numbers. And text center is applied to the input box. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. So it is adding them to both. I was trying not to have redundancy, but it looks like I'm not going to have a choice. Hopefully this is the whole thing, because it's been taking shortcuts and deciding that it can in fact not put everything on there and then just say, hey, apply this to everything else. I'm like, okay, but if it don't work, I'm going to slap you in the face. It's like, I dare you to try. You can't even reach me. And you're probably right, because you are in a computer server somewhere. But if I knew where you were, I'd come straight to your server little computer home and smack you upside the head. But, alas, it's not an option. There we go. Kinda, sort of. It really doesn't, they still don't align, but at least now everything's kind of fixed. Let's change this to a 2. Yeah, so yeah, it kind of fixes it, but I think what I want now, I still have a lot of extra padding, really. I mean, favored play has a ton of extra padding. And there is a lot of, they're totally not aligned. It's annoying. I'd say it's because of the drop downs, but oh, there are drop downs in all of these. That's probably what's pulling it. So my they're all text boxes. They're just input. Oh. I mean, I get it, but do I need a number? I mean, people know how to put numbers in, don't they? I mean, they're going to put a number in anyway. If they want this, they could just type a number. I mean, and who uses that? Who uses, I don't know. Something's weird about favored play, because favored play has a bunch of extra space. Well, not preferred play type. That one's fine. Favored play is way extra. Is it different? One of these is different. Is it the header that's wrong? Favorite play. Is it because of its? No, because preferred type is exactly the same. So is it the cell that's going into it? Favorite play 1 and 2. They're exactly here. Exactly the same. Dude, that Mikey looks really... That's quite the giant thing there. That's a friend of mine went on a cruise. Is it the Dice Tower cruise? It must be, but I don't know when this was, because that's usually in October, right? Huh, they must have moved it. Stop it. King of Death. That's what a word I made up. King of Death. All right, so my favorite play is too wide. My inputs still don't align. But beyond that, it does fit better. All right, let's see if I could take the borders off of my boxes here. So I have this box. I don't really want any color background or anything else. I'm gonna take out the border gray completely. I just don't want any border. And we're gonna take out the all of this junk too. Get rid of all this. I don't mind the shape, but it shouldn't really matter, right? Because nope. Where's the border? No border. Kinda. What else am I missing here? Text white. That's fine. But I actually want no nothing. No, nothing there. How do I make it go nothing? Oh, here's a green. Let's get rid of this green. There. Oh, well, that's close. Oh, I got rid of my, that got rid of the color on my plus. Okay, that's probably not what I want. How do I get rid of the background? Like, I just want it to match whatever's behind it. Like, nothing. Because right now, it's a color. It's, oh, maybe my table row? What happens if I take, ooh, if I take my row off? It's probably going to break everything. But let's see. Dark, hover. Wait, is hover a thing? Oh yeah, it's putting more color on my thing. Alright, let's go take this off. That's hover also. I don't know what that's going to do. I mean, it does put you on the right row, but I don't know. Is there a table body? Oh, okay, we got table body, dark. What if I take the body color off since everything else? Nope, that's not it. So does it turn white? I just want to show the black back. I just want to show this. So is the color standard white? I kind of want to remove all color from the add and remove button. So the background is just the color of the browser. In whatever mode it is set to, and no other indication that it is part of the table. Not exactly what I was asking. I just want... no. Button color is fine. I just want the button next to the row and the cell coloring to be nothing. Just default to the browser color. Same with heading, so that they appear. So only the button appears next to the row. No other colors or borders. know if that's what I wanted, but maybe he'll do that. I think it's still misunderstanding, but I'm hoping I can get it to just, it'll just fix the button. That's all I want. Just do the button, man. Class name. So this is the button. It did reduce a lot for the button, but all my attempts to take the color out. All right, let's just do truncate text center. Let's just take this out and see what that does. Kinda, sorta did something. We've almost got it removed, but it's still putting something on there that I don't want. There's my red, red. It's all part of the color. Rounded. White is the text. It's all red. I'm wondering if I can even get rid of that. What if I cheated and just made this opacity? Opacity. 0. No, not the button. Why would the button be opaque? What? No, I want the cell to be opaque. No. It's not what I want. Oh, you're stupid. Sometimes AI is just like, can you just come a little closer? Give me a digital face I can slap, would you? It's like, oh gosh, UI, man, you're just dumb as dirt sometimes, I tell you. Okay, AI's got a lot going for it, but sometimes it really shows its flaws. I can get rid of the header for this, which would just be getting rid of the gray. Well, so I thought. Got rid of the border for it. What if I get rid of this gray? Oh, look at that. Everything went black. Oh, that's what I want. That's perfect. Now I just got to figure out how to make that happen for the... I'm actually okay with it on the top part. So it is something to do with my cell. So here's the thing. That means I have to make my BG gray on every cell. I have to do every cell, because if I do, obviously if I do it for the row, it's going to do the whole row. So if I want it to be its own thing, I have to take this off. It does look better. No, but it'll look bad if I don't have if I decide to go with a different color. I don't know. I wish I could make it smart enough to be adjusted. adjust its color. Oh wait, I don't want this on here. That was the whole thing I just did. Take that off. Oops. We are almost where I want to be. Almost. All right, so. So if I want my table row, these are just hover colors. So is it my table body that's tripping this puppy up? Background, my BG white, dark gray. I don't know. Oh. So I have to take this whole thing off? Uh-huh. There we go. Now, I wonder. Probably don't need this since there's not actually anything in it. So now if I want that coloring, I have to put it in each of these guys, which is exactly what I had here. The text. Okay, so why border? Oh, that's the border colors. I wish I didn't have to do it this way, but apparently it's not smart enough to not do it this way. There's not a way to like. Maybe there is. Could I div some of these up? Like apply this entire class name to a div? I'm gonna try something. It's because it's copy. So what if I just go like, is this possible? Is this allowed? And then take this entire piece, go Control X, see what that applies. If it works on the last row, it'll work on all the rows, right? Whoa! What did that do? It squished them all into one div within. Within what? It like created its own cell? Is that what it did? So I created a div and then squished it all into one cell? How does that even work? It's like why huh. So it squished them all into one spot. It did assign it to all the parts, including that last one, but it's not allowing me to provide the div. It's like the div won't span. What did I do? What could I do? It's 10:25. I guess I can't do anything. I'm gonna have to go to bed. Gosh dang nabbit squits. Gurgly murglies again. I really didn't. I'm just tired of having to. If I want to format these or do any kind of changes, I have to change all of them, even though every cell's the same. It's probably because it's inside of this game situation, maybe. It's its own row, but I don't want to break the row. The div is inside the row, and I wanted it to just act on those cells. But it's just not going to let me do it. All right, ChatGPT, I'm going to give you one more chance here. It is a string. I wonder if I could just assign the string to a constant. Just apply it to that. Then I can cheat and not have to do this a bunch of times. I could just do something like, what if I just do this? This is kind of cheating, but I really just don't like this. This redundancy is dumb. We're going to go Control C, and then I'm going to go in, Shift Home, Delete. Yeah. I'm going to go here, and instead of totally breaking this like I did, I'm going to go class name. Oh, class name equals, we're going to go like this, oops, like this, no, finger stretch, get out there, man. And now we're just going to go, header. How about header format? We'll put this in lowercase. Header row format. Then we're going to go up here I'm going to go constant. Header row format equals Alright, so why didn't it take it? Am I missing something? Do I not need this, the squigglies? I may not need the accents. Okay, so if this sets the last section correct, I should be good. Or it could just do nothing. Think about it, load it up, explode. It's not defined. What do you mean? Oh, do I have to stop? Build? I'm doing it again. I'm going to bed too late. No, probably should just stop. I haven't been falling asleep very good. I've been getting up too late because I'm not falling asleep good. What do you mean it's not defined? It is too. I just copy and pasted it straight from the header row format. It's right there, man. I'm looking at it. Oh, it's in my... Oh, whoops. I put that in the wrong place. That's, probably should be way up here. Okay. Now we have it showing what I want. Everything got what I want. So now all I need to do, in theory, is take out everything I don't want, or put in everything I do want. Actually, that is everything I do want. That's the works, man. Okay, so now I just need to take this little guy and make my life easier. And replace this whole nonsense. So let's go like this. Go Control F and replace it with this. There we go. Aha. I feel better already. Should still look the same. If everything worked, it's going to look exactly the same. But it didn't. What do you mean, man? Cannot access header row format before initialization. What do you mean? What do you mean before initialization? I put it here and it worked fine. Oh, doodle nuts. I can't do that. I have to go down here and replace this one thing at a time. There we go. Okay. I'm tempted to just change that word to delete and putting it in red or something. Or putting a garbage can that's red right there. And then I can do something like change this thing. You know, I can do more with it. So how is this column, which is the other header? No, this is the game situation row. But the only difference is my font is bold, but that's up here. So I don't see any reason why this can't use the... What happens if I have it use exactly the same? Let's go ahead and replace just one item here and see what it does. Shouldn't do anything. That's the key element here. It shouldn't do anything. It should look exactly the same. And Control F. Go here. Here we go. Things look the same at the moment. Yep, they are looking pretty much the same. Now, I still have an issue with my columns being, it's a trick of the eye, but the green looks fatter than the red. And then, yeah, I should just be able to do this. Now at least, even though it's on every single freaking line, I can now not have it. It's such an eyesore to deal with every line, and then when you want to change something, I have to change all of it, and it's like I don't want to change all of it. Okay, it's a sense of accomplishment. I do not know why favorite play has so much padding on it though. It's exactly the same as all the rest, but it's got padding. These guys, none of these have padding. Distance does, but that's only because it's got this row. 1 and 2 don't have any padding. 1 and 2 are just down here, same value as everybody else. So these guys aren't getting padding, but yet favorite play has padding. I don't know why. So the only reason I can figure it would have padding is if there's something about one of my other fields. I mean, honestly, I wonder if I could just, what happens if I take, what is the difference between, let's see, I want to try something. All right, so we got this. All right, so how is this different from, say, this guy? The PX1, Y. There's actually a lot of difference. It's got truncate center. Oh, that's different. 700. Text white. Focus, outline none. Now, here's the problem. I'm pretty sure something breaks if I... The reason it's gray is because if you change your background, this is not smart enough. This is not smart. It has to... If you're going to use some other color, you have to have the font that's smart enough to adjust to what you're looking at, right? So it has to be a color that works in both gray or in black and white. Because if you're using light mode of your browser, it's gonna look weird, right? So yeah. I wonder. I mean, if I turn this into a 1, what does that do? Oh, I don't know why that would do anything. I mean, honestly, can I take all these out? I'm not even sure the truncate's doing anything, to be honest. That's like, I'm not even sure that's a thing, but so this is 2 for the X and 1 for the Y. So what if I go down to something smaller? I mean, what if I just go like 0.5? So, well, let's just go to 1. That really thinned it out. But I'm really going for small. Let's go for 0.5. What if I go text? No, not text, but I want to put it right up against the edge. Right center. Text. Still text center. What? What if I go text left? Yeah. Yeah, that might work. That might work. And then we go down here to my plus. And we go down to 1. And 0.5. And we go left here too. Oh, of course that one's not going to line up. Of course you got to be different, right? You got to be different. It would be too nice of it to just line up like it's supposed to. That one has no centering. It's the same size button, but for some goofy reason, that button doesn't want to line up with it. It's a Sal class name, truncate text left. I wonder if I put, let's see if I go like this instead. Because I don't have the truncate in there, but. So we'll go up here and see what happens if I replace the truncate. Ah, there we go. That worked. I actually kind of like a little bit of space. It still looks like that plus is bigger though, doesn't it? Why does that plus look bigger? What if I go... Still plus looks bigger. 1 and 0.5. Why is that different? One and 0.5. Same thing. All right, let's try. I don't know why it looks bigger. Right? Is it a trick of the eye, or is that no? It's truly bigger. For some bizarre reason. Let's see if I go 4. Didn't really do anything. Maybe that's minimum. Maybe it can't go smaller because of the plus being bigger than the... Yeah, maybe it's just stuck. Can't get smaller. For whatever reason. Huh. So what if I try to make the red one a little bit wider then? Probably not able to go too much wider, but let's go like 8. It's not doing anything. It's like these guys are what they are. Oh, that's making it taller. I'm doing the wrong thing. 0.5. It's not going to do anything. It's not going to do anything. Does that make the button shorter? And I'm looking totally for the wrong answer here. So this guy, for some reason, is fatter. I don't know why. Let's try 0.8. Oh, that made that really thin. That's too thin because I think as a button goes, it'd be too hard to click. So how come... Wow, all right, 9. Oh, that is so weird because it's like... All right, we'll go back to 1. And then it gets really big. There's no... You can't go to 9. Or 0.9 is way thin versus 0.8. Ah, such piddly little garbage. Okay, this is why people use words. Let's. What happens if I just say add, and then we'll go up here and just say delete. There you go. that at least makes I think plus and minus look better if they made sense. They don't like the way my buttons look. I think I want a garbage can. Is there like an icon that's a simple garbage can and a... I can do garbage can in plus because at least they're different, so you can justify them being slightly different shapes and sizes. I'd almost just like it to be a straight up just garbage can, no border or nothing, just the garbage can. Maybe even a gray garbage can, you know. And then add, what would add be? I don't know, something. But for now, we'll leave it as delete and add and be good with it. Yeah. Something's wonky still. Still looks out of place. I don't know what it is. Something in my mind is saying it's still off. I still think, what if I didn't do a border? What if I just said font color? Let's see, where's the font? Text, red. And then what if we just dumped all this other stuff? Oops, what did I do? No, wrong thing. And there's hover red. What does hovering do? Oh. That's probably fine. Hover, text, rounded, cover. Hover, dark. That's supposed to be a T. I didn't even change. I Change the text to red. Why did it not do anything? Text center, hover, dark. I don't know what dark is. Oh, dark mode. That must be for when we're in dark mode. Hover, gray 700, hover. Oh, okay. So that's hover, and this is dark mode. So if we're in dark mode, this is what it is. So dark mode could be leaving it alone, but it's regular mode that I want other things. Because I think white's fine in dark mode, especially for all this stuff. But it's like regular mode. I want my hover. So we got dark is where we're at now. Background red. Dark hover. Background red. I mean, we're in dark now. I don't know why. There we go. Kind of want my text to be red, but oh, because we're not in dark mode. So what if I go like this and go dark text red. Because we got dark. Somewhere we're getting getting an override that's killing my text. Shiminy Christmas, man. Here's dark text white, but that's way down here on these bottom ones. Dark text white, that's fine, but why couldn't dark text red work? I got text red and dark text red. And we're in dark right now, so why aren't you doing it? Huh. I don't know. I don't feel like it looks exactly the same. I'm not doing anything wrong with it. Alright, well, something's weird about that. So, it's not acknowledging my text color. And here it's text white, but if I go no BG, because I don't care about the BG. Something about the green color, it's not doing it for me, man. Dark text green. Yeah, it's like my dark text thing doesn't work on the class name. It's like it's not triggering. I wonder if I can. So that I'd be surprised if my text white is doing anything too. Then Does this work? Nope. Whatever the reasoning is, the text coloring doesn't do anything. Which means this guy is probably not doing anything either. I guess I don't even need to round it. Can't see the thing anymore. It's like, what do I need that for? I've taken off my color. In fact, this whole thing might not even be needed. What if I just get rid of this? What'll happen if I just dump this whole nonsense? Because it doesn't do anything right now. Move the ad a little closer. Not even worried about that. So I can go. What happened there? It's supposed to say ad. Okay. Well, I got add and delete. Oh, I like the hover. The hover's cool. Maybe I want the hover back. Maybe I do want the hover back. The hover's kind of cool. Which is what? Hover red right now on this guy. Hover. Where'd it go? Oh, delete. Here we go. So we go hover. I don't need the rounded. Oh, I guess I do if I want. Oh, shoot. I gotta put all this back. If I'm gonna use that, I have to put it all back. Because I don't have to put the I don't have to put the trunk. I mean, I don't know what that's even doing. I do kind of like that though. That is kind of cool. Which means I got to put the whole line back. Dang it. The only difference is I'm going to be doing green. Shooby dooby dooby. This is what happens when you're fiddling around with stuff. Alright, so let's go back here and just say, well, this doesn't do anything. That I know. Because I already checked. So the rounded is fine, but this has to be green. It has to be green. This has to be green. Although I don't think it does anything. Pushes them all back. But now it turns green. It's kind of funny, you hover over this part, it doesn't do anything though. It's like, I don't think I want the hover for the background. I don't, a hover for the background is lame. I didn't even do anything. Oh, that's the one that turns that on. Oops. So why is it? I don't want this one. I just want that one. Why is that one? Hover BG green. Where else is hovering going on? Hover. Oh. So if I don't want hovering on everything, which right now it doesn't even show on this other stuff. I can get rid of this thing. Hover and hover. Oh, now look, now it's going white. Who told you to turn white? It's like, what is going on? It just does its own thing. It's like, there's no hover white. Where's hover white? Hover. Hover gray. Hover red. Hover gray. Hover green. There is no hover white. Why? What is turning it white? Is that the 50% gray? That's not even the right row. Yeah, that's the remove row. I'm trying to do the add row. Hover gray. All right, let's see what happens if I get rid of that one. All right, it is the gray. There we go. I don't get any nonsense now. All right, that's good. I can live without that. Finally. All right. I know garbage cans will be better, but I'll worry about that later. So it's really just getting rid of that 50% gray thing that's all causing me my consternation here. So we'll get rid of that one. Well, there should be another one somewhere. Where is that one coming from? Is it still this thing? There we go. Done and done for now. Now I can go back to my playbook and start working on that tomorrow. All right, so that's progress. We're getting there. Slowly but surely, things are moving along. And then, yeah, man, I gotta get this playbook working. I want my playbook working so that I can go work on, I can get my coach component working. Once my coach component and my playbook are working, I actually have a game. I mean, my game is actually doing something usable. So it means all the plays that I set are going to define, and my game situations will define how my coach behaves, calling the plays that I actually have. Now, the plays are going to have generic types that I'm going to have to translate into my dummy data, but that'll be pretty easy. And at least my dummy data will call the kind of plays I want. So if I set it to be like all passes, we should see how that goes. Now, it's not going to have a ton of data. It's not going to have a ton going on, but it actually will have an effect. Something I'm doing will have an effect on the plays, which is kind of cool. And what I'll probably do, what I ultimately need to do is start getting my logic all on the back end on the microservices. And once I can start generating some kind of usable, real data, I'll be able to adjust some of the things I'm doing. So this can get really big. So there's a lot of room when your pages are big, but you know, it'll scroll. It'll play with you. So what I want to do is get it to my production my production environment, so I can start accessing it through my website or something. I don't know if I like these little toggle buttons. Do they even do anything? They do. I do allow positive and negative. Do I want positive and negative? Let's see. First and leading by can be positive and negative, but you can't have, these can't be positive and negative. So I probably have to restrict them or have validations on them that doesn't allow that. But I would like to say it has to be a positive number and make it so that they can't be negative. Also, I still need to put in my greater than, less than options. Greater than, less than, equal to? No, that would be silly. I think it should always be less than though, right? Because you can only hit 0. So you always have a cap. But greater than can cover the world. I guess you can say less than 31 to goal, kick a field goal. Huh. Anyway, time for bed. Till next time, take it easy.